Hey guys, this is Julie from Crafty Beach on YouTube, and I have a fun Thanksgiving centerpiece or flower box DIY for you. I'm using two of the long board signs from Dollar Tree. I just cut the very ends off there with the hangers. I do like the pumpkin cutouts, and I'm going to incorporate them in this like flower box design. So I want to cut that little part off too. So I go to my saw again, and those are going to be the sides of the little flower box for Thanksgiving. These boards cut really well. There's not a lot of sanding required. And if you get like the light wood finish of these, you can even stain them really easily. So I just take some Antique Wax by Waverly and I am going over. And as you can see, when you wipe that off with a paper towel, you still get that great wood grain coming through. And this stuff dries really fast, a lot faster than like stain. Now for the front of it, I'm actually going to use one of their galvanized metal words that says thankful. This is from the Crafter Square at Dollar Tree as well. And I'm going to be able to put that on the front of the flower box and it's going to look really cute. Now you could leave like it just the metal if you like that. I wanted to paint mine for a little contrast against the wood. So the first thing I do is go over it with Mod Podge just to give the paint a little bit to stick to, and then I go back over it with some ivory acrylic and I can have like an ivory word there on the front of the box. I think that'll pop really well against the dark colors of the box. So I'm just going to attach it with a little bit of hot glue. It's not super heavy, so the hot glue and the metal should do okay. And I'm just going to glue it right there. They also have a couple different varieties of that one. As you can see, that one was like for hanging, so it did have some holes in it, but I'm totally fine with that. Now it's time to start putting this together. So the sides of the flower box are going to go like this. I'm going to use Dollar Tree's little mini Jenga blocks to attach it. I glue one to the side like that, and then glue the second one sideways like that. That's going to give me a little bit more room to glue it onto the side panel so that one is attached really well to each side. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here on the other side. And I'm making sure the bottom one to be lined up with the bottom of the box, because that's going to give me something to be able to glue the bottom of the flower box onto. So I'm going to do the same thing here for the other side, and then put hot glue on each one of these and put the other side of the box on. Now I do need something also for the bottom so it's not just open like that, but this is the main structure of the box and it seems to be pretty square and sturdy. So I'm just going to use another one of those signs for the bottom. I don't need to really worry about staining it. You can if you want. I just cut it down to size to fit. Put a little hot glue on each one of the ends of those Jenga blocks and put the bottom of the flower box on. Also hot gluing the sides to try to make sure there's no gaps or holes there in the planter box. Now I'm going to be using Dollar Tree fake florals, so it doesn't really have to be too watertight or anything like that. And for the little pumpkin cutouts on the side, I thought it would be fun to put a little burlap behind it. So I'm just using some white burlap, kind of an ivory color, and just cutting out a square of that to go on both ends. And that's going to be a great side piece there for the planter box. And it goes with the ivory that we used for the thankful word there on the front. I was going for a neutral fall color scheme with this one, so lots of like browns and ivory colors together. Now it's time to fill it up. As you can see, it's a pretty big box. That's why I think it would be great for a centerpiece as well. And you can even do like the thankful word on both sides if you wanted to. But I use some Dollar Tree floral foam and I'm just going to sit those in there to give me something to be able to start this. I'm going to start out with some of the fall florals. These are like, I think the wheat that they have at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to start filling this up. I don't want you to be able to see the foam though, so I do also put some Spanish moss in there to cover that all up. It's easier to do it now before you add all of your florals to it. And I add a little bit more of their brown floral moss in with it too, just to give it a little bit more variety and color. For the flowers, I want to keep with that color scheme, so I'm using these ivory ones, fall flowers. They have some really great ones. These actually even have like a little bit of burlap in the flowers too, which goes great with the burlap that we use to make the flower box. I don't want them to stick up too tall, so I am shortening them a little bit so that they're a little bit closer to the box. And here is some more ivory. I really love white or ivory flowers for a lot of seasons. I'm even going to mix in some of the summer sunflowers here that were like the white and the brown. I think that that's going to go well with the color scheme as well. So you don't have to use fall florals, but I was definitely trying to stick with the same kind of color scheme. These are a little bit wider, but I kind of like the contrast, and the brown middles look great. So it was pretty big. I think we filled it up nicely, and this is how it turned out.